Good afternoon, YouTube. ICP Chad from Twitter, Chad Lilly, Inner Circle Publishing, Where Talk Radio. I just had something interesting happen. I've been in jury duty all day. Another video, another story. I'll do that later. Been in jury duty all day. Get out, ready to go. Stopped off at a little diner, pub, bar for some dinner on the way home. Grab a drink. Anyway, I'm sitting there, just kind of unwinding after going through this trial thing today, and I'm sitting there. The bar is full. It's happy hour, whatever. Everybody's there. Bar's full. I'm sitting at the bar. Tables behind me. Table behind me has 4 guys there, all Hispanic. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Yakima, Washington is where I live, and our population is probably a good 50 to 65% Hispanic. And so you get to learn a little Spanish. If you've ever been to LA, if you live in LA and you want to do stuff like eat and, get information, you better speak some Spanish. You better know enough to at least get around. And it's the same way here. It's the same way here. So I picked up some Spanish. I speak almost fluent French and a good amount of German. And once you know languages, you start to understand. Besides Spanish and French, there's about 10 cents worth of difference. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and they're cracking jokes amongst each other, and they start talking to a woman who's sitting to my left at the bar, another Hispanic woman. And they're joking, and as people hear of Hispanic descent, they generally do, they speak Spanglish. They speak half in English, half in Spanish, especially when they don't want, people like me to know what they're talking about. And so anyway, they're talking back and forth, and they're cracking jokes, and they're talking in Spanish, but they're talking about cell phones, talking about how they can't text. The woman beside me was saying she could never use both of her thumbs. She didn't understand how people text that way. And, they're going back and forth, and then he finally, one of the guys at the table that was talking mostly, pulled out his phone to show that he has an old phone with single keypads, and that so texting is difficult, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, I'm overhearing the conversation. I'm listening in. You can't help it here. And when they make these jokes, they were talking about like girls call in or something like that rather than texting. He would just pick up the phone and be like, "Aló puta." Go learn Spanish. Anyway, I'm laughing at the jokes, and it becomes obvious that I'm listening to their conversation, and that I understand what they're saying. And he made a comment. He said he looked right at me and said, "What do you?" Because I had turned around, by the way, at this time. I turned around on my bar stool and was, facing him, just listening to him, wouldn't say a word. And he says, they're all laughing and cracking up, and he says, "What are you laughing at, Whetto?" Whetto. Whetto. If you don't know what Whetto means, Whetto is white. White. That's what it means, Whetto. "What are you looking at, Whitey? What are you looking at, Whetto?" And he said, "You're not laughing now," or something. Anyway, he said, "What are you looking at, Whetto?" And I was shocked. The expression on my face changed immediately. Immediately. I was just shocked. I was taken back that he said that to me. And I don't know why. Technically he is correct. I am Whetto. Okay? If you had to pick a color, I'm not even Whetto. I'm more like olive or something. I'm more peach, really. But he, technically he is correct. I am Whetto, but I know that it's a derogatory term that an Hispanic would use to describe a white person. Just like there's many terms I could use to describe Hispanic people, or any other person for that matter. There's derogatory terms for everyone. But I don't know why it shocked me so much. I don't know why it took me back like it did. And I turned around immediately, and that's when the expression on my face changed. I turned around, I'm not paying attention to him anymore. And that's when I heard him, he's still talking in Spanish, but he said, "Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you, Whetto?" And I know that he's with his 4 friends, so he has the illusion of safety. But I just, it shocked me so much that I didn't even say anything. I mean, normally when I hear something like that, especially if it would have been against someone else, if I would have heard the same thing, if I would have heard the white guy beside me, the other older white gentleman sitting beside me, if he would have turned around and said, what are you talking about, spick? If he would have said something like that, I would have been the first one to look at the white guy and go, what the fuck is your problem? What's wrong with you? And yet yet when it happens to me, when I'm the Whetto, when I'm the spick, when I'm the one, he says it to me, and it took me so off guard and shocked me so much that I think of 1,000 responses I wish I would have said right now. But in the moment, all I did was turn around, and I didn't say anything because I was trying not to get angry. I was trying not to get angry and come over the table after him. But here's the thing, here's the point. If you're in this country, you better get over your racism. And I don't care what your race is. I don't care where you came from. If you want to be here in this country, you better get over your race problem. If you don't like the white people, if you don't like the brown people, you don't like the yellow people, whatever, you better wake up. You better wake up and get over it quick. Because there's going to be a day that's going to come when you're going to need the help of the people around you. And guess what color the people around you are? They're black. They're white, Whetto. They're yellow, Asian, Hispanic. They're Native American, red. They're every color under the rainbow. That's your neighbors, folks. That's your neighbors. And real soon, your neighbors are going to be all you have. And it kind of troubled me to realize that here is, quote unquote, supposedly a minority. Hispanic is not the minority in Yakima. That's why they call it Yakimex, okay? It's, like I said, over 60% Hispanic population. You go to Sunnyside, you're looking at 95%. You're looking at billboards that are in Spanish. You're looking at menus that are in Spanish. If you go to Sunnyside, and this is 30, 40 miles south of me, if you go to Sunnyside and you don't speak Spanish, you're in another country. Deal with it. Learn the language. And that's just the reality of it here. But it concerns me that you have people who've been discriminated against that have now come to this country and with an attempt to take it over. See, I might be Whetto, but I know what La Raza means. I know what La Raza means. And you know what? I'm not down with it. If you want to be down with the race, if you want to be all about La Raza, that's fine. Then you better open your mind and realize that the human race is the only race there is. Not the Hispanic race, not the white race, none of that. You better wake up and quick, because when the shit hits the fan, I'm going to need to depend on you. And I can't have you sitting there going, oh, this one's Whetto. Get over your Whetto. Get over the black, white, the colors. Get over these divisions, because we need each other right now. And we're living in a time where we can no longer afford to be this ignorant. You cannot afford to be this ignorant. You can't. I guess you can, but you're gonna pay the price. So, just a little video I'm putting together because it just shocked me. I mean, to be honest with you, it really just shocked me. And of course, the way he said it, obviously, Whetto is a bad thing. From the inference, it really shocked me, and it bothered me. And as I said, I come up with 1,000 things I wish I would have said right off, immediately. But I was so shocked that I just turned around and I didn't say anything because I got frustrated and angry immediately, which I shouldn't even have did. I mean, first of all, like I said, I am Whetto. I mean, all right, at least he's accurate. I am Whetto. And what's wrong with being white? That's another thing. It's kind of strange to be in America and to be white be a bad thing. To be white and be a minority. I guess that's where we're at. And that's fine, if that's what it is, so be it. I don't care. But I just do feel like we need those of us who want to survive and you want to form relationships with the people around you, do not exclude people out of your organization because of their race, because there's going to come a time when you're going to need all the help you can get, no matter what color they are. Anyway, have a great evening. Buenos noches. And I'll see you in the stream. Thanks for listening.